Good afternoon, guys. Glad to be back. What you see around me here is a video that Doug did today in an interim area between Cal City and the freeway going into Tehachapi. I had a conversation with Doug. There's a phenomenon with constant audible noises such as rivers and wind turbines and such. Criminal profiler from Germany, Peter Vogel. If you guys have seen Lisk, which is it's a documentary, or actually the name of the documentary is called The Killing Fields, and it is a 8-part documentary done by Joshua Zeman and his production assistant. I forget her name, but anyhow, throughout the course of this documentary, they have many excerpts with this guy Peter Vogel, and he's a world-renowned web sleuth crime profiler. And so what Mr. Vogel, and I believe that's his name, is Mr. Vogel. Those of you that are documentary freaks like me, you'll know I'm either A, right or wrong. So anyhow, this guy, he had very important insight when it came to the Long Island serial killer, who is, he's been responsible for dumping women along Long Island and different areas of New York. So the criminal profiler, he said that, and how it pertained to that film was in Atlantic City, they have a lot of the wind turbines, and the profiler, he's seen a correlation with constant audible noise being involved in dump sites. Now, I'm not trying to infer here that this area is where Orrin and Orson West are at all. What I'm saying is that it starts to look like a good dump area for anyone based upon that inaudible noise. Now, the people that have these issues going on in their minds, for whatever reason, waterways, they have constant audible noise, and so hence you find a lot of things having to do with the waterways. You also see a lot of dump areas along highways. Guys, if you've ever stepped out of a car on a highway with a moderate or low to moderate amount of traffic, it's pretty noisy, but it's pretty constant as well. The sounds, for the most part, are the same. So that gives someone a level of comfortability to spend more time in this area, thus making it a spot that they may return to because of that inaudible noise. Now, again, guys, I'm not trying to speculate and say that the boys are out there by the wind turbines, but this is Doug and I putting concept and idea together just to kind of scratch the surface on different ideals. So we haven't been told to stop the physical searches, right? So kudos, that's good on you, Doug, for continuing to do the physical search. As far as other opportunistic situations that have been talked about, as far as the Bio family and Trezell and Jacqueline. I've noticed recently that someone made a big to-do about Jacqueline and Trezell in the car together. Somebody actually chased them down, I guess, and caught them at a light and took their photograph. Here in Texas, guys, that all works a little differently. So here in Texas, that ends up looking like, a good reason to pull a firearm. And so I just caution everyone in California that is the paparazzi for the West. They've been not charged with anything. They have not been made to stand in any court of law, criminal court of law, about any of this. They have had their other children taken from them. And so we're at a point in time where, the West, they've had their children taken. They've got 2 children missing. There isn't any resolution, on the horizon for these 2. And so I feel really sorry for Jacqueline and Trezell. I know that there's tens of thousands of people that have wound up in their mind what they think Jacqueline and Trezell's participation or involvement is in this. And as of late, or ever, have we seen any participation? I mean, we cannot connect the West to this disappearance as of today with any sort of tech or digital footprint or fingerprint that associates them with anything that is potentially, involved in the foul play of these boys. Now, that's not to say that this is part of the strategy, guys. Now, I do want to discuss. I want to discuss this subject, and I'm not really sure about how to do it, but there are organizations, guys. How shall I say this? There's organizations that will aid and assist families. These are vigilante groups. I believe I was told one is called the Underground Railroad, one is called Child Find. So what these organizations do is they assist in bio families and aid them in hiding their children. I did not know such a thing was a thing. But there is proof, guys. Grandpa Dean, before the boys went missing, Grandpa Dean made a Facebook post about such group. I find that very interesting, seeing how that was like a preemptive look into what they may be facing at a later date. Like maybe that was an idea that they had all kicked around long enough that it became comfortable to post it online. Now, I'm not going to get involved in putting Mr. Dean's social media online, but what I will do is show you a screenshot of where you can go find groups. Not find them. I don't want to say that because that makes it like I'm in corroboration with them, and I am not. I don't know anybody from one of these groups that assist families to hide their children or aid them in, keeping their biological children, guys. But I will show you a screenshot. I won't even put a link. I will show you a screenshot just to kind of verify that this exists. I'm sure a lot of you know that these organizations already exist. I mean, we have Antifa, which has been funded by our vice president. Guys, fire means smoke means fire. We got a fire this morning. KGET News. Allegedly, I saw crosses, and I'm glad that KGET put some context to the crosses, because I was just assuming that KGET is just a God-fearing news media outlet till I saw Perla come around. I was like, that's nice. Somebody went up and lit KGET News's crosses on fire. Like, who would do that, right? So I had posted something very early on before I saw anybody make news of it, that a woman went up to the back of KGET News Studios in Bakersfield, or wherever the hell that's at, who gives a damn, and put several crosses along the back. And these crosses were, I was told, 5 by 7. So that's 5 feet wide, 7 feet tall. That's kind of a load of stuff to move around for a woman, right? So she goes to the back. She sets up her scene of her arson, and she lights her vehicle on fire. Now, I called it a car bomb. I don't know what else you would call it. I guess you could call it an arson, but usually an arson is kind of more, in my mind, it's geared towards burning down a structure, not necessarily intending for it to explode. But people, you light a vehicle on fire and it's got a 20-gallon gas tank, right? Doesn't matter how much gas is in that tank, guys, because it's not the gas that is the most dangerous part about a fuel tank is the fumes. She lit a match and boom. So there was an officer close by that heard explosions. That would make it a bomb. That would make it an intentional, purposeful, designed weapon of fire to hurt whoever came across it. Whether it be fire department, KGET News, I think clearly was the vested interest. Guys, whatever you guys got going on out there, I think I'd stop it. KGET, you guys. You're not getting YouTube views from the stuff you're putting on TV, as far as, all the crime and whatnot that's going on. Like, I would stop doing whatever it is you're doing that's bringing, no pun intended, the heat around KGET. Like, how do you got a sky cam but you don't catch a woman setting all this up? This didn't just happen. She didn't jump out of the car, set it on fire, and then step back and video it, right? Like, it took some time for it to get to what we saw on video. The woman even put a wedding dress on one of the crosses and a tuxedo or a suit on the other. And that clearly has a cryptic meaning. Now, interesting part about Bakersfield. Let me tell you guys how they do it in Dallas, okay? You want to go somewhere and you want to light some shit on fire and you want to blow some shit up and hurt somebody, that's terrorist action, okay? Not an action that you go to in front of a magistrate or a judge in a bond court and you get a bond of $10,000. Meaning that you go over to the local bail bondsman and you drop him $1K and you walk free for a moment. But if that person was committed enough to do all of that and then you cut them loose for $1,000, first of all, you got to make it no bond. Second of all, you got to really trump them charges up past what you did, right? Like, it's a felony, yeah, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? Like a 1 to 3, or you know what I'm saying? It's nothing extensive, right? Come on. Bakersfield, if you knew better, you do better. Bakersfield police, man, y'all got your hands full. I don't even know. You got COVID, and then you got a clear citywide or town. I don't know what the hell you call Bakersfield. If it's a town or a city. It's citywide crime spree. It is a free-for-all. It is a purge going on right now in Bakersfield. Not only you got 55 missing unclosed on the books, you got people dying by the half dozens every day. And y'all can't slap your ass with either hand. Bakersfield, what you need is you need the insightful eye of the DOJ. That's what the hell you need. And I hope Bakersfield gets it immediately, because you also been sued for the lethal use of force you did last year, which equaled 18. Y'all is 18 paid killers on the BPD right now. Fuck you mean? The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Get the fuck out of here. Jesus name, excuse me. This is insane. DOJ, bring some people out there and a few desks and set up shop right in the bullpen in Bakersfield and sort this shit out. Bring some federal agents down here and start saving some lives, because you got a pandemia times 2 or times 3 going on in Bakersfield, California, Kern County, as we speak today. Guess what? You don't even, you'll fuck your mind up waiting on a comment or an update about one of these other cases that's popped up, like the 5, 6, 7 people coming up dead, a mile away and not connected, and car bombings and all this other shit. Oh, and I do want to say, if we were in Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia or anything else, and someone of ethnic diversity lights a car on fire in front of something like that, like, you call it a terrorist act, and you smoke them, you waste them right there on the spot, right there on the spot. All of that. Like, what the hell, man? You got to set a precedence, BPD, before somebody steps in, declares it a state of emergency, and puts all of y'all on the pine, riding the bench, whilst they come in there and clean it up. So why the fuck are we bringing Orrin and Orson West case to fucking Bakersfield only because it's the nexus, right? Oh, that's leaving Cal City to Bakersfield. That's from the skillet into the grease. It's even a worse move. You got dumbass, bald-headed chief, whatever the fuck his name is, the actor one, Walker. I'm sorry, I'm pissed. And then you got these fools over here in Bakersfield think that they got the manpower to take it on. Seems like all these murders and shit going on, you are extinguished, evaporated of a supply of any available detectives to do shit for Orrin and Orson West. So what's your responsibility now, Bakersfield, is you got to call the feds in. And you got to hand it over, because you can't handle the shit you got now. Fuck you, me.